and her horn-like ability. Her scat. Scat singing is vocal improvisation, no words, melodies and rhythms, similar to what you'd hear an instrumental solo. Ella Fitzgerald was considered one of the greatest scat singers in jazz history. In television, the big band days were the prime time for Ella Fitzgerald. And here's another from the famous 1957 Duke Ellington songbook. It's called Take the A-Train. Take the A-train to go to where we are. If you miss the A-train, you find this way to Harlem. Hurry, get on now, it's coming. Listen to the first one, let's all go. Let's take the A-train. Was a very, very controversial song called Strange Fruit. Billie Holiday was a songwriter as well as a singer, and she wrote all kinds of tunes. Don't Explain, Fine and Mellow, Lady Sings the Blues, and this next tune. It was written by, with her, I should say, a gentleman named Arthur Herzog, and it's called God Bless the Child. It's bigger than a CD, right? Okay, we're on the same page. Good. Anyway, because back in the day, of course, they were talking about albums. They didn't have CDs. You know that, right? Of course you do. Well, this next song was originally recorded in 1954, but it can also be found on that tune, or that album I was telling you about called Lady Sings the Blues. It's called I Thought About You. Born Sarah Lois Vaughn, March 27, 1924 in Newark, New Jersey. Her parents were musical, and Sarah began playing piano lessons at 7 years old. Sarah's scatting style was very, very different. It was influenced and derived from the bebop era. Sarah's scatting style included a lot of interesting phrasing and variations on the melodies. The most notable musical characteristic of Sarah Vaughan's singing style was that she often would do what is called swooping glissandi. Did I say that right, fellas? Glissandi. Swooping glissandi. And that's basically where you rapidly slide the scale. You know, you're sliding the scale, so you're sliding all your notes in together. She was famous for that. And she had 3 octaves and contralto vocal range, which is the deepest female singing voice. And she's like very heavy, as I say, on the vibrato.